Can you hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Muhammed Swalah, and I cleared this year's UPSC Civil Service exam with rank 429. Yeah, and I wanted to come online for a very long time because a lot of people are giving their prelims in next 2, 3, or maybe 40 days. So, talking about my journey, I started my preparation during Corona time. Actually, I would say Corona motivated my preparation. That virus created a lot of havoc in a lot of people's lives. But I started my preparation during the Corona time. I gave my prelims multiple times. I gave it in 2021, 22, and in 23, I cleared prelims, but I couldn't clear the mains. And in 24, I cleared UPSC exam with rank 711. And right now, I am undergoing training for Indian Railway Traffic Service. I'm in an attachment in Tiruchirappalli with railway has a zonal attachment. So I'm in zonal attachment at Tiruchirappalli, and uh, in 2025 I improved my rank with to 429, and yeah, I'm expecting one of the first three services that I have filled. So I gave my final attempt hopefully this year. This is the brief about me. Okay, can you hear me? And okay, regarding my preparation, I would say I started dedicated. Uh, I started dedicating my full time into UPSC preparation in 2022. Until that time, I did my engineering from NIT Calicut, and I have been working for 6 years. So till that time, I was not able to dedicatedly give any time for UPSC preparation. Uh, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many friends and toppers that I have interacted with, you cannot manage your preparation with any other career. You need to, if you are a first attempt student, you need to give at least 8 to 10 hours in a day, minimum 8 hours, and maximum possibly it can go to up to 12 hours in a day. Make a plan. I'll show you my plan. Uh, this is the plan that I have been following after my selection. Okay. I usually chart out my day like this, and I have been following for last 3 4 years throughout my preparation. I had a daily planner. I used to plan my days in advance. I used to calculate the number of amount of time that I spend in a day, and I will usually go back to my bed if I spend at least 8 hours in my library preparing for UPSC exam. And I had a Nokia 601 phone, 701 phone, because social media used to take a lot of my time, and I used to carry that Nokia phone every day with me when I go to library. So I used to sit for 8 hours, continuous hours. In between, I used to go out and I used to reduce that time. And 8 hours used to be my target. 10 hours I used to go back to bed in a very what in a calm and composed way. So quantitatively, you need to give 8 or 10 hours in a day. I know that some of you might think you can still study for 6 hours and make it very productive. Like you can give productive 6 hours, but there is a problem with that. Quantity of time that you invest in preparation is directly proportional to the quality of your preparation. If you can give 8 hours in a day, maybe 6 to 7 hours of your time will be productive. But if you are giving 6 or 5 hours, mostly your maximum will be 6 or 5 hours, even if you are Swami Vivekananda or Gautam Buddha. So make it count that you are at least spending 8 or 9 hours in a day, and that will in turn improve your overall productivity. So that is about the quality of time. Second, about your preparation. First is current affairs. See, if you are reading Hindu newspaper, make it a habit, read it for 35 40 minutes, but 90% of your Hindu newspaper doesn't really have any content for your UPSC exam. It's not designed for you. Even they have started adding a page called a text and context, but the page is specifically, it's a marketing strategy, I would say. So read Hindu newspaper to build perspective. That will help you with your interview, maybe with your essays, because you will get good English, and also with your main answers because you can take up centrist position. But for current affairs, specifically for prelims, I would say join a dedicated current affairs course. You can try out one or two courses if you are starting your preparation. I did with the Dipin sir, but I would suggest you go through any current affairs, standard current affairs course by any institute, attend one or two trial classes. If you find it good, then continue with it and stick to it. Don't change your course or current affairs sources in between. And never go for a freeware like Prelims 360 or Prelims like the Vision Current Affairs magazine, monthly current affairs magazine. I won't prescribe it because it's a free magazine. It has some 150 pages. And to complete it once, you need at least some 2 3 days. And you need to revise it every time. So don't go for a freeware, go for a dedicated current affairs course and stick to it till your end, till your interview. And with prelims strategy, you might be thinking, you might be hearing a lot of people saying that prelims is getting tougher every year. Sometimes prelims, most of your friends in your college or some most of your aspirants might be saying that 2023 was difficult, 24 was easy. But every time UPSC prelims paper will have some 50% question from the material that you study. Let's say Lakshmikant, Spectrum, or Shankar Ganesh, or any other economy material, or even your budget, your current affairs, your NCRTs for geography, your any material that you follow for environment, maybe PMF IAS or even Red Book, that will cover 50% of your syllabus. And I am saying this with confidence because in 2023, I can mark at least 50% of the questions from the standard material. It is because UPSC cannot go beyond that. And the other 50% is in a flux. Everyone will be finding it difficult. To clear that other 50%, you need to practice. And I would say you should start practicing every day, maybe 50 questions. Okay, personally, I did a 50. There's a special focus group by by one institute in Delhi. I used to attend their test every day morning. I used to make notes out of mistakes that I make in the test, and I used to prepare for the next day. And that notes substantiated my standard books. You can try out many. There are many institutes giving such a test series. So at least practice some 5,000 questions before your prelims, because you see, if you are looking at for prelims especially, your answer is in your paper. Out of the four, one of them will be your answer. You will be able to clear prelims when you are able to understand the options and see the options and see through the options and figure out the answer. I would tell you one example. In 2024, when I was giving my prelims, I was preparing it like 8 or 10 hours in a day for 6 months. And in 2025, when I was giving prelims, I didn't even read for a week. After my results, I just went back to Delhi. Then I gave my prelims. So I was able to clear 2025 prelims. I was not able to understand most of the questions. I was able to clear it because I even if I don't know the question, I know what is the answer. And I was able to do it because I was solving multiple papers before. And my knowledge about my standard materials were strong. So focus on the 50% from the notes that you have, and for the remaining 50%, develop that instinct. Start solving more and more papers. Make notes out of the papers if you are making a mistake in the paper. Add it to your, don't make a separate notebook. Add it to, have some extra sheets in your Lakshmikant. Just write it down on your Lakshmikant. Okay, this is what you can, and revise it multiple times. Again, this is what I would suggest for your prelims. Revise your, stick to your standard notes. Lakshmikant for polity, For economic, I would suggest Shankar Ganesh, but you can follow anything that you would feel good for you. And then for environment, I would suggest Red Book, which is by Forum IAS, because it's a condensed form of this PMF IAS. And for history, I would suggest Spectrum, but Spectrum will be very limited. So just go with your 11th and 12th standard NCRT is also along with Spectrum. And for geography, 11th and 12th NCRT plus whatever that you can find in market. Just take one book and stick to it. And for current affairs, follow a current affairs course. Don't go for a free material. In addition to these six materials, make notes out of every mistake that you make in a prelims mock paper. And for again, limit your materials to this. Whenever you make a note, whenever you make a mistake, add it into your Lakshmikant. If it is from the preamble chapter, the mistake that you have made, write wherever you find an empty space, write it down there. I used to do that, and my Lakshmikant is very bulky. Even Lakshmikant will be very surprised seeing the size of my book. And regarding this is what you need to do for prelims. And again, there is something that is very important for UPSC, which is the revision part. Once you did it once, you need to revise it every time. And revision doesn't mean I have seen people walking around in room by hearting stuff and revising it every day and getting frustrated, thinking that they are not able to recollect it. Okay, you need to understand something that is very basic about human being. We won't be able to by heart this amount of content. We are not created for that. We have AI for it. Just read it out. Try to just once you complete a page, just try to recollect what was important in that page, and then go to the next page. Read it. Try to recollect what is important in the page. Go to the next page. You don't need to recollect it. Just recollect it once. You don't need to recollect the entire chapter. It's okay to forget because you will come back to it. Don't spend too much time on by hearting stuff. Just read it again, 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 again. And to practice what you read, just do a lot of mock papers. And regarding the NCRTs, a lot of people have a lot of doubt regarding NCRTs. See, I was a government school teacher before I started preparing for UPSC. Regarding NCRT, I would say read it very selectively. Definitely, you need to read 11th and 12th NCRT for history. You need to read 11th and 12th NCRT for geography and economics. But don't read world history when it comes to NCRT. Don't read this world economy part when it comes to NCRT. And regarding there is a one called political theory. Don't go for it because these books are not useful for you. You will cover it much better way if you follow some other standard materials. So don't read every NCRT. Read selectively. And regarding your mains preparation, GS1 is mostly your prelims part. GS1, again, I would say I had a problem with my GS1 paper. I was expecting really high mark in 2024 and I didn't get it. So I made a lot of jugaad and innovation in my paper. So whenever they ask a question on history, and this is something that is trial and tested. Whenever they ask a question in history, make a map. Whenever you can just draw, if they are asking Chola going to fight with people, just draw a line map and draw the map path that Cholas are following. And whenever it's a question on history, use a timeline, use a map. And also whenever you have to, let's say some if they are asking some examples regarding architecture, give an give specific examples. UPSC always remunerates examples. You need to give good examples. So that is what works in history. And again, regarding geography, draw maps because the people who are checking the paper are academicians. They are not your people who will be checking your paper in your institute. These people are professors. So when for geography, always again use world map, mark it there. Even if it is having some error, it's not a problem. And whenever you draw a map, write it like figure and give a title. And then always have a good introduction. If it is geography, definitional introduction always gives really good remunerates with a good mark. And again with geography, follow the specific very standard examples. And again, disaster management. Again, you might know you can use NDMA recommendations, best global practices, and also make sure I made it. I will try to upload that document. I made a document separating data, codes, tables, and the case laws. These kind of I separated it and I kept it as a separate thing, and I have been using it even in my ethics paper. So make a separate note for yourself. Write codes, data, then this tables, case laws. These things will be very useful. Will come very much handy when you write your main answers. Case laws is mm, then articles. These kind of things you need to do in your GS2 paper. I'll tell you something. This year's GS2 paper was very difficult, but I got a really decent score. What I did was I used case laws very liberally. I used articles very liberally, and then SDG, and also very specific examples and codes. See, you are going to be a civil servant, so they will expect you to use your use constitution everywhere. So be that person and try to justify everything using constitution or constitutional articles, even in your ethics paper. And if you cannot find an article, if you cannot remember an article, use case laws. If you use case laws and articles, the third will be SPG, so SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. It's very easy to by heart. And the fourth will be you can use codes. Former DY Chandrachud made a lot of codes, so you can find it everywhere online. And the fifth will be recommendations, committee recommendations. It's very important. I made a note on committee recommendation also. So use these five things everywhere in your GS2 paper. Even you can use articles, case laws, and committee recommendations in your ethics paper and GS3 paper. This is what works in GS2. Again, GS2 for GS2, I would suggest you to fix a very good current affairs course. And when it comes to international relations, you can make a set of. See, this is what I did. I made the list of countries that India had free trade agreement. I made the list of countries, organizations, and its members, because they won't ask definite organization, like they won't ask you where SARC is, how many members are in SARC. But if it is a question related to India Sri Lanka, you can quote India Sri Lanka bilateral trade. You can quote the number of organizations that both of them are in members, and you can also talk about if there is a free trade agreement. So keep these specific data in hand so that you can use it everywhere. And again, I'm not good at drawing world map, but whenever there is a question on international relation, I used to draw world map. And in GS2, in GS3 paper, maximize the number of points that you have. Again, think from the perspective of a civil servant. You are supposed to think everything from a 360 degree, and you need to take a position that is balanced from both sides. So UPSC always gives you an extra edge if you can, even if it is a question, let's say, uh, taking away that revocation of Article 370. Supreme Court upheld that decision, but even you can give some 7 points to support your argument, and 3 points to which are arguments that are against it. That 3 points need not be your final position, but when you give it, it gives an extra edge to your answer. See, the evaluator will feel that you are able to see from both sides of the spectrum. And finally, you need to take the stand that abrogation of Article 370 was in line with our constitutional idea of incremental integration, which is the Supreme Court's position. So for GS3, you need to be able to give a 360-degree analysis for everything. And even you need to take a position that is very much in line with what is the government's position or Supreme Court's position. And again, use case laws. I am stressing it again because some of you might be giving your mains this year, use articles, by heart articles that are very important, um, other than fundamental rights and DPSP articles, case laws, committee recommendations, and SDG. These four things you need to use in your GS2, GS3, and even GS4 paper. This is what will work for you in improving. See, getting average mark is easy, but getting selected requires an extraordinary edge. And these four things will give you that edge. And trust me, a lot of people might be telling you that they are using these things, but it's very difficult for people to remember it if they are not, if they haven't started it early. So make a note of it, by heart it. And when it comes to ethics paper, I consistently had really good mark in ethics in 2023 and even 24. But in 25, I forgot to write one answer, but my marks were decent. What I did with ethics was I innovated a lot on my case study paper. So again, ethics के लिए, for you, what is very something that works for you will be good examples, good examples and good writing speed. I'll come to the writing speed later. For ethics, you need to have a standard material. I followed that red book material. A lot of my friends follow Spectrum. Some of them follow Lexicon. So take any book, stick to it, make your notes, and follow it. But make sure you follow uh, your own notes. Once you read that book, underline important points, make a note of yours, and by heart it. And for this year and last year, I used tables and diagrams. I will compile it and I'll share it with whoever you want to have it. I made a set of tables and diagrams that I can use in handy. Okay, this is what broadly what I did for GS papers, and my optional was philosophy. I studied philosophy with with Mahesh sir in Kerala, and I didn't know what is philosophy is because I come from an engineering background. My only attraction towards philosophy was every philosopher died with Aurobindo. So I know that none of there won't be anything dynamic, and I can just study it once and then I need to revise it. And it is exactly what happened in my uh, preparation. So I didn't read philosophy, contemporary philosophy. It is not a flexible thing, but I had to write too much. So with philosophy, I would say syllabus is less, but it's very confusing, and the scoring is very conservative. You want score really low, you want score really high. It's a safe bet. And regarding your entire GS preparation, this is an advice that I got at the beginning of my preparation. Write as many GS papers as you can. I will tell you the logic behind it. So, if you are able to write an answer in 1 hour, you might make the best answer. You will be able to create an answer that will be like the world's best. It's just that we have to write a 10 marker answer in 7 minutes. That's why we are not able to score well. So, you according to many institutes, you will be able to reproduce only 50 or 60% of your knowledge in paper when you are writing your mains answer if you are a first timer. So write at least, and I can vouch for it, write at least 20 to 25 FLTs before your mains exam. And if you're going to prepare next year, start now, complete at least 20, 25, 30 FLTs. Just keep writing. You don't need to know the answer also. Just keep writing, get it evaluated. Whenever you make a mistake, whenever you don't know something, after the test, write it in a separate notebook and then keep writing again, some 20, 25, so that when you take your pen, you should be able to think at the tip of the pen. You don't need to think, like you can just write. I remember when I was writing ethics paper, I had some 15 minutes buffer after my in 24 attempt and I got 121. That was a very decent mark at that time because I kept on writing every day, morning and afternoon. And once you do that every day, you'll start having pain in your arms. You should be see, UPSC is not looking for your subject knowledge. If that was the case, they can look at people who have PhD. They are only looking for a graduate. So it's not just about what you know; it's about how you express it. With your mains, they are looking at people who are able to express it with words. With your interview, they are looking for personalities who can express it through your conversation. So just keep writing at least 20-25 FLTs once you are done with your prelims. Start next day. Don't worry if you are not able to, if the keys are not out, if the people are just confused. If you are, if you are on the journey, it will be useful for you. Just keep writing whatever institute, whatever be the solution. Write 20-25 papers. Even if you are getting 370, if you are writing some 20-25 FLTs, I'm sure that you will cross 400. That will be for your mains. And for your, again, someone asked me whether they should follow 1.5 years of current affairs. I won't suggest it. Just stick to some really decent test series, current affairs course. If it is relevant, they will bring it. Why I am suggesting current affairs course instead of reading newspaper or finding it on your own is because, see, UPSC doesn't remunerate hard work. It gives it it gives incentive for smart work. So if someone can read some 4 or 5 newspapers and magazines and make a condensed material for you, go for it and not try to do that on yourself, because your competitor might be focusing on the other current affairs and he will be getting an edge out of it. So go for a established current affairs course, stick to it. If something is relevant for last 1.5 years, he will take it. If he doesn't take it, it will affect his market. So go for a current affairs for one of any established institute and stick to it. And again, regarding the interview is just a conversation. What they look at you is what you are as a person. So instead of by hearting stuff, I have seen people who by heart a lot of stuff and lose originality. They will score really less in interview. So try to be communicative, try to build your own perspective. Even if the answer is going to offend someone, just substantiate it with what you know. You should be, again, with interview, you should be taking a position that is very much constitutional. That should be something that Supreme Court will uphold in an open court. So that will be the best thing that you can do for interview. And again, this is broadly about my preparation and what I did. I used to calculate my weekly average, whether I am crossing 8 hours in a week. I used to calculate monthly average, where I am crossing 8 hours in out of 25 days in a month. So that's how I used to build my confidence. And the confidence is the most important thing that you need to have a preparation. Some of you, at least a few of you, have texted me that they are first freshers in the college and they are confused whether have they have to prepare for UPSC exam. I completed from NIT Calicut and I did 6 years of my job, and I started my preparation at a very late age in my life. I would say something that is very important, that I found very important. See, if you, let's say you complete your engineering from a reputed institute and you do an MBA from a IA and you start your career with 1.5 lakh uh, per month salary. Okay, but there will be 1 lakh others who will be fighting for the same position that you are and who will be okay to do the same job with 90,000 salary. I mean, with the same quality of job that you are going to do. With UPSC, the competition is extremely high in the beginning. You are competing with 13 lakh people and you are getting into the list of 1,000 people. So once you get into that list, still there will be competition for promotions, for plum posting. You need to excel in your career. But the competition will be less because you will be fighting with 1,000 people. But in an open corporate world, you will be competing throughout your life with 1 lakh people. That is the difference. That is because India is a large country. We have huge talent reservoir. So the competition is really high. This is from the economic perspective. And if you're someone, I was a government school teacher, so I wanted to work in development sector, and government is the largest welfare provider. So if you're someone who want to work for for the people, government is the largest provider. You cannot work in an NGO and have a huge impact. And regarding this year's, there is a notification that came out regarding the new cadre rules and service preferences. And for the people who are starting the preparation, It is going to be very difficult. See, let's say you are 21 years old and you are giving your first attempt this year without much preparation. Let's say for the luck, luckily you cleared your um, benchmark of mains and you went for the interview and you cleared just an average mark to get into the list and you got into a service that you don't want to get into, but you got a service anyways. According to the current cadre rules, you will be entitled to only one more attempt. Okay. So even if you want to change your service, you can only get one more year or 1.5 year more. So the 21-year-old person will be having a huge disadvantage. So for the people who are freshers who are going to just going to start their preparation, I would suggest take 1 year, take 2 year, write it when you are very confident about clearing it. Don't start with a don't write your UPSC exam just to write it and just to get a hang of it, because the current new SCADA rules, new service rules demonetize like demerits a lot for the freshers. And I'll go to the comments. I'll see if there are questions that I haven't answered yet. Let me open it. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. Someone asked me about online coaching. See, there is a problem. UPSC preparation is not dealing with rocket science. My personal opinion would be to stick to online coaching because you don't need to know everything that you see in a Lakshmikant paper. It's very readable. You can just read through it. For the topics that are difficult, you can watch it in 1.5x or 2x. So going to class every day from 9 to 5 will be very much strenuous, and it won't give you much incentive when it comes to your preparation, because that will take time out of your 8 hours. So I would suggest online coaching, and whether sticking to home or going to a coach library, I would still uh, prefer library, staying away from home, because you are going to prepare for something that is 1 year away. So you need constant motivation, and that motivation only comes when you see that people around you are also preparing. And someone asked me about current affairs. Regarding current affairs, I told you I stick to a very strong current affairs course, Dipin sir. Most of you might be knowing. So I once I attend the class, I just need to read it once. So I didn't invest too much other than attending the class and revising the notes. Uh, See, someone asked me about optional and mains answer writing. I would tell you, consider this April, and you are planning to give your attempt in 2027 May. Okay, give 2 months, May and June. Attend all the important, read all the important topics in your optional. Set a timer, June 30. By June 30, you should complete your optional. Stick to your timetable. Study as much optional as you can. Watch your optional classes in 2x. If there are difficult topics, watch it into 2x. If there are easy topics, just study it. But make sure you write answers for optional every day. And by June 30, get it done with your optional and your prelims. Again, just every day, start with your GS paper ethics, GS paper 4. From June to maybe July or August. It takes at least 1 month, 1.5 month. Write GS4. Read the book, make notes, write at least two tests. Then come back to GS3. In GS3, you will go from August to September, uh, do GS3. And in GS3, for 1 month, do at least 2, 3 FLTs on GS3. And in GS3, you will cover some of the topics in prelims. And then October to November, 1 month GS2. In that GS2, you will clear, you will revise Lakshmikant once. So that Lakshmikant will be an important thing for your next phase of preparation for your prelims. So in GS2, give 1 month, do at least 2, 3 tests. And in the last month, stick to your GS1, which is your history, geography, all the prelims topics will be in your GS1. So by November, start GS1. Along with GS1, it will be your start of your prelims. And by December end or maximum January, wind up your mains preparation. If you join some test series, and if you did at least 80% of the test, you are at a good place. Just wind it up wherever you end it. And then from January for 5 months, dedicated prelims preparation. By December, you might have gone through many important topics in prelims, so you won't be starting from a zero. I would suggest you join some test series for prelims. I did SFG forum SFG because they used to give me a timetable for test series, and they used to conduct it every day. I have seen many people going for many different test series, so everything works, but you need to stick to it. Dedicated test series from January till May. And before May, at least revise it at least thrice. And every time when you revise it, after reading it once, if it is, let's say, Lakshmikant, you revised it, just write an sectional test of Lakshmikant and keep Sundays for FLTs. Do as many FLTs as you can. And regarding selecting academies for mains test series or prelims test series, see, quality of content is same in every academy because everyone will follow ChatGPT or Gemini AI. Competition comes with the number of people writing the test series. So in Delhi market, MGP is a market leader. I mean, Forum MGP, then next AS is market leader, then Vajiram is a market leader. Check how many people are writing the test series. For mains, if it is more than 1,000, it's good. Write the paper, check the key, add it into your standard books, and check the toppers copy. See how you are different from the toppers copy, and even meet a mentor, get personal feedback. Then wind it up and keep it aside. That's what you need to do for mains. And for prelims, again, the number matters than the quality. If more people are writing, it's more competitive. So go for numbers because it's a competitive exam. It's not a exam where you are publishing your thesis and get a PhD. Uh, Let me go to the. So many people are asking um, newspapers. Newspapers doesn't really help. Trust me, um, newspapers are having newspapers help in a peripheral way. You need to have a standard current affairs course somewhere. You newspapers again help with you in your interview because Hindu newspaper will give you a very pretty centrist view regarding the world. So that in that sense, it's good. Uh, Many people are asking about preparation from first year of college. You have a good college life, enjoy going out, hang out with your friends, make a lot of lasting friendships. If you want, you can just um, start reading newspaper because see, you cannot do two things at once. If you are trying to do UPSC preparation with college, you are not doing justice to your college life. When you are going for interview, you need to have a good hobby list and a detailed application form. Uh, Okay, regarding my notes, I am compiling it. If once I get time, I'll just if you want, you can just ping me in Instagram or I don't have Telegram. I'm going to delete the Telegram app. Uh, but regarding study material, almost see any institute material will be good because every institute will be copying from each other. Other than Lakshmikant and Spectrum, stick to for especially for history. I would suggest you to stick to one institute, any institute that you can find. And for mains, I did Red Book, that Forum Ka book. But a lot of my friends used to do Yellow Book, which is Vajiram Ka material. And a lot of my friends have started using Next IAS Ka material. So it doesn't matter. Just stick to one, any institute. Again, most of them will have the same content. Some of the people have me ask me what WhatsApp number. You can text me in Instagram. I'm not using WhatsApp that much because my WhatsApp is full of a lot of groups. Okay. Do you have? I think I have answered almost all your queries. Regarding my material that I have used, I will share it. Whoever want, just message me. I don't think I'll be able to follow up if I make a Telegram group. And other than that, I think I covered most of it. And regarding your DAF preparation, just don't do ChatGPT and cut copy. Just think about what you want to, where you want to work. Choose your home state accordingly. The new cadre rules are very vague, so no one knows how it is going to turn out. So have a very good. Okay, someone asked me whether completing UPSC syllabus with optional is a myth or not. See, I am not smart enough to complete it in an year. I thought I am, but then I couldn't clear my 2023 mains. I cleared my prelims, but I didn't clear my mains. And in 24, I got cleared with a 711 rank. And this year, it was this year that I'm able to get into the first three services. So I hopefully I'll get my first preference, which was foreign service. So I don't think it is impossible for someone to not clear it in an year. I didn't have proper guidance. I started on my own. So I shared a timeline that you can follow. Just try to follow it. If you want, I can share my daily planner also in my. I think I can find my PDF somewhere. Um, I can share it with you also. How many months would be sufficient? It depends on the person. UPS is a 1 year thing, so at least one more year is needed. So probably some 24 months is definitely it will go for a preparation. Uh, Again, someone asked me regarding the father's name mismatch. I had the same problem last year. 5 minutes before the interview, the person who was evaluating my paper, my document told me there is a mismatch spelling mistake in my father's name, some random document. I got heartbroken, but it didn't affect my interview. What I did was I got a gazette notification in my father's name. Uh, there is something called a one and only certificate. You can get it from your Tahsildar. And then third thing will be an affidavit. You need to write an affidavit and notarized by a notary. In addition to that, these are the three things that you need to give to the UPSC board once you are done with your interview. I think that will work. So now your attempt will be counted only when you give the original exam. So if someone asks that thing, if there are any more queries, you can ask right now, or otherwise we'll wind it. And also, many people are asking me how can I start preparation in my first year or third year. I would suggest when you go for the interview, they will look at your college background, how what you did in your hobbies, what are the achievements that you have in your college and school. So try to get some achievements that you can fill in your um, DAF. So be very active in college. If you can start reading newspaper, if you can start improving your English. Other than that, don't do anything. Just enjoy your time and then go back to your preparation. Okay. I think I have covered most of your queries, and I hope if you have any more queries, just post it right now. I'll quickly answer it. Uh, okay. All the best wishes. Thank you so much, and all the best.